Okay, well, it's been a while since I've done anything to the car. One of the things that I wanted to tackle were the power windows. Now, I already went through and replaced the motor and the regulator on the passenger side, and it's not functioning very well. Now, let's see if I can. Does it help any? As you can see, it doesn't really want to function very well. So I think that it's not the window and the motor so much as it is the power window switches over here. Now, I downloaded an article off of Miata.net about how to clean the window switches, and that's what we're going to do today. And hopefully that'll also fix what's wrong with the driver's side, because the driver's side doesn't work at all. Okay, so the first step is to remove the center console over here. It's pretty easy. There's only 5 screws involved. There's 2 inside here, one where the ashtray or cup holder would be, and then 1 on either side of the shifter. Okay, now one more piece that needs to be removed before we can get the center console off is to unscrew the shifter. Now, when we lift this out, we also need to be aware that this is going to catch on the fuel filler release. And since this has power windows, there's also going to be a wiring harness connector that needs to be undone right over here, right here. Okay, looking underneath the center console, there are basically 1 screw in the middle of the switch body right here, and 3 screws right here to lift out the switch assembly. Now that those 3 screws are removed, there. Yeah, I'll save this one for later when I've cleared it from the console. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the center screw over here. What should happen afterwards is that the switch is basically going to come apart with a little bit of persuasion. I imagine it's going to entail maybe prying up the sides a little bit. And make sure to do this in a space where you have a really small screwdriver first, and like a workspace that's pretty clean, because little parts may come flying out or are easy to lose. Okay, yeah, these look like little plastic beads or edges that need to be pried down. Got that one. That's 2. You can see it starting to come apart. And there's 2 more on the bottom. Okay, well, I got the switch body apart. And as you can tell right here, these contact points are full of carbon. What we're going to use is an assortment of sandpapers to clean these points off. And also, see these little switches, they also have some buildup. Now the way they rest in, essentially like that, and inside that divot, yeah, so we can get it closer, but inside this divot is where on the rocker switch is a little plastic ball that kind of moves it back and forth almost like a seesaw, and makes contact with either of the points right here. And basically I'm gonna go with 150 grit just to see how that does. I'm gonna start with these little switches right here. Yeah, it doesn't take very much. I mean, it's cleaning up pretty nice. It's much better than where it was. I'd just like to make a quick note. Now these are assembled in a particular order. I don't know if you can see it, but the right side of the switch has an indent like this larger than the left side, and if you look at the switch body itself, they have indents that correspond. So just keep track of that during reassembly. And now we begin cleaning the contact points on these, on the switch itself. So now we're going to begin reassembling the switch. And like I said, these go in a kind of specific order. And you can also see that one end is longer than the other. There. Okay. And it all snapped together. And now, and that's pretty much it. Now we just need to hook it up to the wiring harness and make sure everything works. Okay, I'm not going to put the center console on just yet. I'd rather just plug in the wiring harness and then turn on the ignition and see how well it's going to work. Okay, so let's see. That's passenger side window. And here's driver side. I can hear the motor trying to activate. That's down. It went down. Okay, so we need to open up the driver's side door. I have a feeling it's probably the regulator, because I mean I can hear the motor working. Alright, stay tuned.